Hello, my name is Miss Westwood and I'm going to be introducing GCSE three-dimensional design. Why are the arts important? Well, there's lots of reasons why the arts are important, and on this slide here there are some examples, but as we know, during lockdown this has been one of the activities that people have turned to de-stress for mindfulness, so we know the benefits of working in art. What does a 3D art entail? So the course content, students will be required to complete a portfolio of coursework during years 10 and 11. This is completed in the form of project briefs. Each project brief requires students to respond with increasing levels of independence over the course. Within each project, students will be expected to demonstrate the following assessment objectives. So AO1 is all about developing ideas through investigations, looking at critical context. AO2 is about refining work by exploring ideas, selecting and experimenting with appropriate media, materials, techniques and processes. AO3 is about recording ideas, observations and insights relevant to intentions as the work progresses. And AO4 is about presenting a personal and meaningful response that realises intentions and demonstrates understanding of visual language. GCSE three-dimensional design comprises of two components. There's a portfolio of work, which is your coursework, which is worth 60%, and an externally set assignment, which is worth 40%. Course content. Students are required to complete a coursework portfolio during years 10 and 11, which I've already mentioned. This is completed in the form of projects. Each project brief requires students to respond to with increasing levels of independence. So we have delivered projects with themes such as sea life, masks, toys and in the news, just for examples. Students have the opportunity during the course to use a range of 3D materials, including plaster, clay, Modrock, wire, as well as a range of wet and dry 2D materials and processes. So on this slide here, we've got examples of some reappropriated objects. We have some waxwork combined with card. We have some plaster work and we have some ceramics. This is one of the projects that my current year 11s have been doing. So this is a mask project they actually did in year 10. So this is just using really basic materials of cardboard, newspaper, papier-mâché and acrylic. 3D equipment. So this is a really well-resourced subject and we have two kilns. We are very lucky to have two kilns. One of the kilns is on the screen there and that's our largest kiln. We have potter's wheels. We have a separate glazing room which is well stocked with a range of glazes and oxides. And we also have just recently bought a specialist piece of clay kit called an extruder, which I'm really excited about using in class. And we also have access to printing presses. We have a small A3 and we have a really large AO printing press. And on this slide here, I've got examples of ceramic work that we have done here. So some of it has been finished with oxide, some with glazes and some painted. Just on the screen, I've got more examples of, some of those may be experimental test pieces and some of those are final pieces, but using again a wide range of materials, papier-mâché, textiles, wire, wax, plaster and wood. And on this slide here, I've got some more examples of some, these are more finished final outcomes. So these are finished with card, willow, fabric, nails, string, plaster, paint and graphite. How is it assessed and what are the requirements? So we've talked about a portfolio that in total shows explicit coverage of the 4 assessment objectives. It must include a sustained project, evidencing the journey from initial engagement to the realise of intentions and a selection of further work undertaken during the student's course of study. So approximately 45 hours, 96 marks, and the portfolio is worth 60% of the GCSE. The other component is called the external assignment. So this is completed in approximately 25 hours. So normally we do that in 2 days in school and will culminate in a 10-hour practical exam under exam conditions. Students respond to their chosen starting point from an externally set assignment paper relating to their subject title, evidencing coverage of all the 4 assessment objectives. So what they'll do, they'll get an exam paper, they'll have 7 different starting points on that exam paper, and they choose one that they're most interested in, and they start to develop a project around that starting point. And the externally set assignment is worth 40%. Art leads on to lots of different careers, and just because you do 3D design, that would not be limit you to doing other art courses at A-level or further education. So 3D product design, fine art photography, display, arranging, digital, multimedia. There's just some examples. Art leads to, and then I've got some more examples there for you to have a look at. So you can pause this video at any time and you could just go back and have a look at these. I hope that's been helpful. I hope during those examples that I've included, you get some idea about the materials that they can use, and it really is an exciting GCSE. Thank you very much.